Hey YouTube, Captain Christmas here. Recently I've been updating my setup, trying to make it easier to use. One of the issues that's come with that I've kind of noticed now is my laptop screen is a higher resolution. The monitor I'm using is now actually an HDMI native monitor instead of a VGA native monitor. And so the webcam that I'm using for my desk view, it's starting to show its age a little bit. I wanted to update it to something just a little bit cleaner looking. This is what I ended up settling on eventually because I looked at getting a actual camera like a Canon PowerShot or even like just updating my phone to something a little bit newer. But both of those were like $600 to $800 at least. And I'm like, I just don't know if I need that much camera for something that's just needs to be lightweight, plug into the laptop, and be above my desk setup. Now this one, it is the Insta 360 Link 2. And there's a few things that I liked about it, but I'll get into those as I kind of open it up and stuff. Now, obvious disclaimer, this is something I bought myself. Some of the sections of this video will be shot on my original webcam that I have mounted here right now, and possibly some will be like also footage from my phone or something. With that out of the way, let's get this guy open. Now, there is a few additional things that I thought would be very helpful, being that this is able to rotate between several preset points that I can set up in the software, meaning I could have it as a desk cam or as a face cam just by pressing a button in the software. It is also beneficial with things like background removal and things like that are automated. So just things to make recording even easier. That is definitely another beneficial feature about this one that I saw is it actually has a removable cable, because another problem I have with my current secondhand one I just picked up for a few bucks, the cable is directly wired to it, meaning the length I have is as far as it'll reach, and with this desk space sometimes it's just not long enough, and putting a USB female to male extender on it probably doesn't help the picture quality that much. Having something that I could potentially swap out the cable is also a really nice feature. If I plug this in, should see it boot up. There we go. Looks like it is on. Yeah, there's definitely life there. I am still waiting on the software to finish downloading. I just pulled up my camera, like Microsoft camera app, just to kind of see what it's actually seeing here. It is very crisp. Just take like a photo here, and I throw that on screen. Like that is very clean. I like that. I like that a lot, dude. Yeah, that's a pretty good improvement. I'm gonna be real. Dude, this is pretty good. Like all things considered. Like I haven't even opened the software yet, and like I just hit the thing on it and it's already like does the auto tracking and stuff. I'm assuming it's using the cam on or not the cam, the mic on 360 directly, but I'm not entirely sure. Because this is, like I said, just the default camera app or whatever. This is kind of cool. I think if I double tap it, it just goes back to its original position. Yeah. So I was just about to start shooting the segment of me being like, hey, look it, I have my new 4K Link 2 Insta360 camera, and now it's on a boom spring-loaded arm holder thing. And as I was doing that, I was like, oh, you know what I haven't tested yet? Just fixing some of the settings in the software here. I'm like, yeah, I haven't gone and tested the phone controls. And so I went over to them and I clicked the button. And it's like, oh, do you want to allow it to, share whatever to have like a seamless experience with controlling it with your phone? And I hit sure. Crashed the whole software immediately, and I had to actually like go into Task Manager and hunt it down and figure out what was not working yet, because for some reason it kept like launching improperly for a second there. So I'm like, I broke it somehow, and I don't know why. I mean, I didn't really need the phone controls anyway, but that's just kind of funny that it just immediately did that. I was just looking at alternate control methods, and one of the things I was looking at is I'm like, hey, I got these PS4 controllers for, well, specifically for another project, partially for gaming, because I'm like, oh, these are cool controllers for, gaming. They're Bluetooth controllers, whatever. They're cheap. They're also a project thing that'll probably come out as a video at some point here. But then I have other projects in the future that I needed a joystick controller anyway. So you'll see that somewhere down the road. No spoilers. But I'm like, hey, I have this. This is, a PTZ gimbal camera. And I'm like, hey, this has joysticks. And I know other PTZ cameras I've worked with, you can control them with a joystick. So does this one work like that? And the short answer is no, it does not work like that. Maybe through some sort of input translation layer, I could. But from what I just briefly looked up, it doesn't look like there's an easy way to use this to control like the zoom and stuff like that on the camera. So probably I'll update you if I figure out something messing around with it and stuff, but not something I'm currently. Well, I did like 5 minutes of research just like, oh, to fulfill my curiosity, can I do it? Yes or no? And right now the answer is kind of like, not really. But it is nice that I have, several presets because I can go from talking on the desk down here, like, hey, look at this thing. This is a cool thing. This is another cool thing. And then I can be like, actually, hi there. So I can do that. And that's pretty doggone cool because now I can see myself right there. So, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And then obviously I took my e-meet webcam. Oh gosh, headphones cable. I got my 1080p e-meet. Uh, I still don't know what like model or anything this would be off just from looking at it even. Yeah, I genuinely don't know. I like I said, I picked this one up secondhand. I did, however, steal. I got the little privacy cover is pretty nice, and it actually fits like perfectly on here as well. Oops, bumping the camera. That's kind of nice because this Insta 360 did not come with any sort of privacy cover. Its idea of a privacy cover is, I'm just gonna point down. I slapped a privacy cover on there right away because I'm like, I have it anyway, and it fits perfectly. So why not? Doesn't get in the way or anything. It'll work. Definitely, this is a huge upgrade. Being able to shoot in 4K. This is going to make my life for like cropping stuff and like zooming in like the post edits of stuff. That'll just make it so much more seamless. Recording at a lower resolution means you're naturally, as you digitally zoom in on stuff, it's going to look worse. So having something that just starts out looking better is a huge win, I'd say. And then obviously other things like this one, it had a hardwired cable, and the cable's like this long. So when I'm trying to route it to look nice on the desk and stuff, and I only have one USB-A port on this side of the laptop and, limited ports on this side, and then I need to run something to the other side, and like this isn't long enough, an extension cable might add some extra artifacting. This one, it already was suffering with how good it looked at times. It's just nice to have a USB-C female plug just in the back of this thing, and then I can just, basically slap whatever cable with a high enough data rate I want in there, plug it directly in the computer, and I'm good to go. So somewhere down the line, I might swap out a slightly longer cable. It doesn't really show up if I go back to the desk. I have it framed in a way that it's like just the edges of the mat are like just off screen. Yeah, you don't see any of the the stuff over there on the normal preset. Might fix that in the future. Right now it works perfectly fine, and I'm happy with that. And then obviously 3D printing, that might be somewhere in here too, that I look at something like that. But I have to figure out a few things there, because yeah, honestly, might just look into like a Bamboo Mini or something for prototyping. because I do have access to a 3D printing shop. It's not super far away, so if I need like final parts done, I can probably go there. But definitely for some of the prototyping and stuff, it would be useful to have a machine here. Future plans, because those aren't necessarily cheap yet, and I do have to, spread out some of this expenditure for the channel on not so much of a weekly basis. Although, I mean, once a lot of it's set up, it'll be around for quite a while. Like, probably not gonna switch webcams again anytime soon with something that can do 4K. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed. Got the new desk layout looking even better now in 4K. And yeah, this is pretty sweet, man. This is very, very cool. I'll catch you in the next one with hopefully some stuff other than webcams on the new webcam. Have a good day, everyone. God bless. Captain Christmas over and out.